Yo, what's up, guys? So I look like shit right now. I don't really care. I'm just gonna make it anyway. But yeah. So I'm trying to think how I should hold this. I'll just do this. So yeah, I want to talk about how cool building an astral room is. Like, I got the idea from King Cassius, so shout out to King Cassius on here. I'll put a link to his channel. I'll put a link to the video actually in the description. But he was talking about how he has like astral, like everything in his physical room serves an astral purpose, right? And so, you know, I've dealt with a lot of like energetic attacks in my life, parasitic attacks. You know, I've dealt with being fed on basically, because I'm like a huge light in the astral realms. And so I decided I was gonna, like, I had this idea where I pictured like a Yu-Gi-Oh, or not Yu-Gi-Oh, it's either Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic, like, you know the back of those one cards with like the portal thingy? I imagine that. Shoot, my bad, I didn't realize my chain looked so bad. It don't matter, but yeah, so I basically was like, shit, I'm gonna make a freaking Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh portal looking thing, like the thing on the back of the cards that just automatically sucks up any parasitic cords into me, because like these beings can put cords into you from the astrals. That's how they siphon our energy. Like, that's the shit that makes you stay stuck in these depressive, anxious, dissociative loops, like bed rotting and repeating the same thing every day, right? So yeah, it's crazy because I spent like 10 minutes only just listening to music in my room, imagining that portal, just sucking everything in. And it was like working in tandem with the music, because I imagined astral speakers in my room breaking up the energy. And I imagined it just storing it in a box, to where like later, as I develop my astral room more, I can use astral like weaponry to coat it in that white transmuted energy that I get from them. And so I had a cigar box under my couch in my room, and so I literally just took the cigar box and put it where I imagined the portal to be, to like physically symbolize that to my subconscious, to keep that shit running, because it's like a talpa, like you're basically creating a talpa. And it's pretty cool. Like, it's working. Like, I can tell you it's working because I had a drink last night for the first time in like a couple months, like 5 months basically, since January. And usually, like, I had to quit drinking because when anybody drinks, just so you know, like when any human drinks, it's like a huge signal on the astral radars for all of these parasitic and demonic beings to go fuck with them. Because when you drink, it increases your light, it increases your chi. That's why like you feel that chi emanating out of your hand when you get tipsy. It's because it amplifies your own energy. But it also makes you more susceptible to getting fed on because of that. Because it's like, ooh, tasty light, you know, for them. And so that's when they'll come try to sabotage you into doing something stupid, like saying something stupid, doing something stupid, or they'll infiltrate people around you. Like, you'll drink and then all of a sudden your parents or your brother wants to start fighting with you verbally, and then it escalates, you know. Or they'll send even an animal. They can send an animal. It can be anything. It can just be anything to get you pissed off, basically, because when you're pissed off, that's how they feed on you. You know, when you're like mad or sad or depressed, that's how they feed on you. So the crazy thing is like last night that didn't happen, and I was like surprised because I was pretty drunk, and I realized that it was because of the portal I created. Like, in fact, I haven't been this anchored in my masculine energy in my root chakra ever. So like, I basically got to experience being the most anchored I've ever been while drunk, which is kind of funny. But I'm done drinking for a while. It was just like a one-time thing, because like I was excited. Like I was watching King Cass's videos and I was like, that's lit. Like I was watching his Astral Arena shit. And shout out to King Cass, man. If you see this, much love to you. And yeah, this is cool. Like you saved my life in a way, because like I'm one of the most fed on beings ever because of my light. And so yeah, it's crazy. Like the fact that I was able to drink and be the most grounded I've ever been is making me excited for because like it's making me excited for tonight when I'm sober completely, you know. And I'm not one to drink a lot, but I kind of wanted to prove something to myself about how it wasn't the alcohol that was the problem for me, and that it was just me. Because like some shit happened in my life where like I did kind of get in trouble for some stuff, and it happened while I was drunk. And for a long time I couldn't drink because I just felt shame around that. But I realized it wasn't the alcohol. It was like I was just already genuinely very lost and destructive at that time of my life, if you get what I'm saying. So like I was already in that like crash out type of mood. But yeah, I got in trouble. But it's all good. I didn't do anything bad. Like I didn't like freaking, you know, I didn't do anything terrible. But I just want to say that feels good to say in front of the world. Screw it. We all make mistakes, just how you learn from them, right? But I'm being serious. I've only drank twice since basically January 1st. So it's May 13th or May 14th, something like that today. So, but yeah, I just want to make this video because like the fact that I did that and I was so protected, like I've never felt that protected while drunk before. So literally just spending 5 to 10 minutes imagining a Yu-Gi-Oh magic portal in my room, sucking in all of these bad intended energy cords into me and just bad timeline entities in general, and transmuting that energy into a powerful white light in a box, which I put a physical cigar box in my room to symbolize that. Just doing that literally was able to fend off beings from feeding on me while I drink. That's insane, because usually like I'm already the most fed on being, but especially if I touch alcohol, because it's like a freaking triple red alert, Brock's drinking, go get Brock, you know what I'm saying to them. And I'm just like, oh my god, like I just leveled up like crazy with the Astral rooms. So this is why I'm making a video. Like check out Cass's video. I'm gonna put a link in the description. Really start building your Astral room, especially if you feel like you're chosen and you feel like you've been fed on and siphoned and you've just dealt with depression, anxiety, dissociation, any of those things. Please, 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 because it's more than likely spiritual. So yeah, it's crazy. And like I mentioned some of this to my mom, and I could just tell like the way she responded. Like she's like an agent on this timeline. I'm on one of the bad timelines, I guess. Cause she was like, "This is concerning how you're able to get so detached from reality and do this." But like she's spiritual and like she's into this stuff, so it made no sense. Like I was just like, that's a parasitic being on this timeline, or she's just hijacked. I don't know. I'm probably just gonna try to tell myself it was just typical boomer stuff and not a fully hijacked, parasitic version, demonic version of her that's fully taken over by an entity that's trying to fight me in the astrals. Just go on a walk and shift the timeline to where it's just boomer activities and not that, I guess. That's how it be though. For those of you that be shifting timelines and shit, you know how it be. But yeah, I still make this because it's powerful. And like I've never been able to feel that way before while drinking. Like not since like the first couple times I drank when I was like young, like 15, 16. So, but I was a lot more, I was unaware of how I was doing it, but I was a lot more protected at that time just from, just automatic shit that I used to do that I didn't really realize was actually powerful. Just basically energetic hygiene. So, but yeah, I know I look like shit. I don't care. I'm just gonna post this raw. No filters. Just to add to the realness of this. Like, this is how it really be, for chosen ones. Chosen ones. Be careful with that, because the videos where they're like chosen, they're doing this to you. Your family's all in on it. The Truman Show. People that do that, you gotta be careful, because those can actually be the parasitic agents trying to suck you into lower timelines. Like, they're like gatekeepers testing you. So whenever you come across a video where it's like chosen ones, your family's feeding on you, they're literally trying to program you into shifting to a lower earth timeline where it's true. Because remember, law of assumption. If you assume it, it manifests. So if you watch their video and you're assuming, oh my God, my family's feeding on me, they're not human entities. You assume that shit enough, you quantum shift. It's real now. That's your life now. And they're the people making those videos are either knowingly or unknowingly being used to actually lure you there. It's actually like, it gets that deep. So be careful. That's why I'm here, though, to remind you guys, you manifest it all. So, like, again, the way my mom responded earlier, I could assume that she was fully taken over, and I do, because I know. But I can also go on a walk and also just imagine that it's just the older generation being the older generation, and that it's not her fault. It's just the way her generation is. And it's a physical issue, no astral shenanigans. And like, just go on a walk and I'll shift back up, and that'll be a better earth for me overall, because clearly that would be better than the alternative, right? So, but yeah, also I just wanted to like cover some of this stuff for any of you guys that have been maybe figuring out some of this on your own, and you just needed to hear it from someone else as confirmation, and just needed to hear it put into words a little better. So, because I've never heard a video like this before. So, but yeah, much love, guys. Peace out. Hope it helps. Protect your energy. You can spark your auric field with like Reiki. Like, just think of like a really good memory and like spark your field. Like, literally, like I literally like, and I just imagine like literal sparks of my own authenticity coming out of my fingers and in my field, and that repels any beings trying to feed on me. And you can also cut cords that way. Like, you can just imagine, like, if you feel like a bad cord in you, like Scorpion, get over here type shit, just like imagine literally cutting them, and like, yes, like do that with your hands, like moving, or like punch the air or something, because that's that spontaneous, authentic energy which breaks parasitic loops. The parasites want you to sit still and shrivel away and not do that. But when you kind of puff out your chest and you move freely and do random shit like that, they hate that shit because it's off script. And when you're off script, you can shift away from them easier and you can protect your energy better. So this is like, I'm gonna label this video spiritual defense. It's like, I don't know, probably just name it like astral rooms or something. We'll see. But yeah, much love. Hope this helps. Stay safe. And I'll see you guys hopefully on a higher timeline. Peace out.